Good morning, St. Louis! Welcome to another episode of the STL Donut Tour. Today, I'm highlighting the best jelly donuts around St. Louis. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved jelly donuts. And so far on the tour, I've eaten over 50 different varieties. Glazed, sugared, powdered, and iced, I've tried them all. Over the last few weeks, I've revisited some earlier shops, gone back over my notes, and rewatched all my old videos so I could put together this list of jelly donuts I think everyone should try. So here are my picks for the top 10 best jelly donuts around St. Louis.
First up today is a powdered jelly donut from the Donut King in St. Charles. The Bismarck is golden brown and delicious with a nice light chew. The filling is a classic homemade strawberry jelly. Absolutely perfect texture, consistency, and amount. Really delicious and one of the first highlights added to the list. Next up is a glazed raspberry jelly donut from the St. Louis Hills Donut Shop. The Bismarck on this is just insanely light and fluffy with a beautiful buttery smooth melt-in-your-mouth texture. The raspberry jelly is homemade and super delicious. It has a great flavor and consistency. The glaze is nice and crackly over the top, and it gives an all-around sweetness that makes this jelly donut a real winner. Following that, we have a glazed raspberry jelly donut from Wood River Donut and More. This one has a flattened disc style of Bismarck similar to a couple other shops in Illinois. It's got a really good size to filling ratio and is heavily filled with a great tasting sweet raspberry jelly. This donut has a beautiful flavor, super buttery, super sweet, that raspberry jelly really coming through. Another amazing donut you've got to try from Wood River Donut and More. After that is a sugared raspberry jelly donut from Old Town Donuts in Fenton, the one with the extra E's. This jelly donut is golden brown and delicious with a nice coating of granulated sugar. The Bismarck is soft and buttery with a great overall flavor, while the raspberry jelly has a pleasant texture and taste. There's a lot of jelly here, really bringing the raspberry flavor. This donut brings back memories of eating jelly donuts as a kid, so it's definitely on the list. Up next is the glazed raspberry jelly donut from Helfer's Pastries. I love their style of filled donuts here. The flatter disc shape is more of a Polish puchki than a Bavarian Bismarck, so it's got a great flavor with all the extra butter and eggs. That thick sugary glaze helps keep it all nice and sweet though, along with about a half a cup of a decadent dark raspberry jelly inside. These donuts are stuffed. This is going on the favorites list for sure. After that is the glazed raspberry jelly donut from Donut Drive-In. I've tried both the sugared and glazed on my trips, and I just love the overall look and taste of the Bismarck. So puffy and round with a gorgeous all-over shine. The donut itself is impossibly soft, the only resistance when you bite into it being from the crisp, shiny glaze or the coating of superfine sugar over the outside. Then you have the gel-style raspberry filling, which has just the perfect rounded sweetness with a hint of tartness. To top it all off, you get that buttery Bismarck in the background, and you realize you've made a great choice getting a jelly donut from Donut Drive-In. Up next is the glazed raspberry jelly donut from Duke Bakery in Alton. The Bismarck on this has a nice, fluffy, soft inside with a good chew to it. All of their yeast donuts have a rich buttery flavor that balances nicely with their glaze and icing. The filling is a gel-style raspberry jelly with a mellow tartness that plays off the sugary glaze really well. I love their thick sugary glaze on this. It just adds a lightly crisp texture to that first bite and makes this the perfect jelly donut. Following that is the glazed raspberry jelly donut from John's on South Broadway. I love how deep golden brown their yeast donuts are. The Bismarck on this is a generous size with a thick sugary glaze. Breaking it open, we find a dark raspberry jelly filling that has a full-bodied raspberry flavor. The whole donut has an incredible lightness to it and just melts in your mouth like cotton candy on your tongue. This is a damn fine jelly donut and one of my favorites for sure. After that is the glazed jelly donut from Annie's Bakery. This one is just fat and beautiful. I can already see this one just bursting with jelly. The Bismarck is rich with buttery goodness and has the perfect chew to it, just packed with great jelly filling. I love the way the flavors all come together on this, with the raspberry filling a little tart and the Bismarck all fatty and rich, but then you've got that thick glaze bringing on the sweetness that ties it all together. This is a phenomenal jelly donut and totally worth the trip out here. And last but not least is another new personal favorite of mine, the glazed raspberry jelly donut from Bellows Bakery. I can't go on enough about how much I love their style of Bismarck. It allows for more donut, more filling, and more deliciousness in every bite. The raspberry jelly is some of the tastiest so far, with the best raspberry flavor and sweetness level. If you're a fan of filled Bismarcks, you've got to try out their amazing style at Bellows. One of the best jelly donuts in St. Louis for sure.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button down below so you don't miss another donut destination. I'll be back again next week with another episode of the STL Donut Tour, where I'm looking for the gateway to the West through fried dough. Have a great day, everyone.